Good morning and welcome to the Edinburgh International Conference Centre. I'm Gary Robinson, good to have you on board. It is the first ever Venue Expo and PA Expo here in Scotland, and to find out a little bit more about today's event I've been joined by Brett Bayanias, who's the Director of UKFE, the company behind today's event. So it's new for Scotland, Brett, but not new for the rest of the UK?
No, absolutely not. We've been going now for 4 years, running as a profile for the Venue and PA Expo very successfully as our flagship in Liverpool. We regularly, obviously being a monopoly in the north, get exhibitors and attendees from the Scotland, the Wales regions, the periphery outside of England. And we were approached to bring a satellite event to Edinburgh. There's very much a demand for the market here. Scotland's a fantastic place to run events, Edinburgh in particular. As you can see, we've got fantastic venues such as the EICC. And we were very happy to bring it here, and it's been very successful.
So what sort of exhibitors are behind this screen here?
We have all manner of different ingredients that you would bring together to create a perfect event for yourselves. Our target market here is event organisers, high-level kind of decision makers who will come and want to source everything in one room rather than have to continually go and find different elements to make that perfect event. We have the likes of Concept Furniture, one of the largest furniture suppliers across the UK and Europe. We have Integra Energy, obviously a leading energy provider across Scotland. And then we have other core elements such as AV departments from an AV audiovisual stage production perspective. And then the largest hotel chains as well. People forget that hotels aren't just for staying in, they have conference facilities, they have event facilities. We've got the likes of Village Hotels here, Malmaison. So we've really kind of got a great collection of great exhibitors.
And why do you think Scotland's so special? Why is Scotland set up in particular for exhibitions and conferences of all sizes?
It's very tailored, Scotland. It can be very unique. It's very accommodating. They will meet your requirements from a hosting perspective, from a support perspective. We've got Marketing Edinburgh here, Visit Scotland, so that they've seen an opportunity here to really work alongside the events industry and grow the awareness. It's all about growing awareness, but ultimately doing business as well. It's very seldom that you'll see all the individuals and decision makers that we have here come into one room together with the core aim of meeting people, so either meeting new clients, starting new business opportunities, or meeting old clients and revamping opportunities for themselves and growing further with them.
And what I've noticed walking around the exhibition early this morning is that there's a heavy emphasis on networking today.
Absolutely. Face-to-face in a digital age that we live in, obviously live streaming is the new age. It's where the events will ultimately head. It's fantastic. What it allows us to do is to branch out to new horizons. Another form of that is physical networking and talking to people face-to-face. That's where business really happens. The world is very small and made even smaller by the digital age, emailing, social media, etc. But it's very important for like-minded business individuals to come, talk face-to-face, shake hands, exchange business cards, and to actually sit there face-to-face and do business. We don't want it to just always be done by emails, always be done by social media. We want people to come, see each other, speak to each other, meet new people. People may class that as old school or maybe going a little bit in towards the past, but networking will still always continue to have a place at events.
And we're about to go through a sea of change in the next year, 2 years, and you know, whether it's Europe, whether it's another referendum in Scotland and so on. You're very close to the events industry. Is there still an optimism within the industry that it's going to go from strength to strength, or are industry insiders worried about the future and how it looks?
I think people will still need to earn a living, people will still need to grow their businesses and make new opportunities for themselves, and there will always be a place for events. Will people tighten their budgets and obviously be a little bit cautious as we enter into a new era? Absolutely. But will that affect the events industry and stop it as a whole? Absolutely not. There's a real need for events, physical spaces where people can come and do business and source that. There are people who will come here today and meet people that they didn't even know existed, companies they didn't even know could help them. It's very easy to just type into Google and try and find a product and service, and companies with very, very large budgets, who we have some have here today, but also one-man bands will pay for large SEO to get them to the top of that, to be the first in ranked. And this gives an equal platform for all companies of all shapes and sizes to absolutely come and do business and have the opportunity to meet with our high-level hosted buyers that we have here, but also the high-level networking groups and delegates, decision makers, company owners, who make up the fabric of this event.
And how does the UK stand in the world in terms of being an international venue destination? Do we get a lot of business from abroad?
Absolutely, we're an absolute hub. There's some absolutely core events that are based in London and also based in our Liverpool event, which are very much international. We have 6 exhibitors from different countries across Europe. We have the likes of the Vienna Hotel, we have companies from Munich, we have companies from France and Spain who are exhibiting with us here today, because the UK is very much a destination hub, but it's also a hub where people will fly across to Europe to do business as well. So I feel that even regardless of what happens in the future, the UK will still be seen to work in tandem, because ultimately people still want business relationships, people will still want to progress, people still need to obviously improve and enhance their own business portfolio, and that will triumph overall and prevail through any hardship that may be to come.
Well, Brett, it's great to have you in Scotland. Thank you for choosing Edinburgh as a destination, and here's to a fantastic day.
Perfect, thank you, Gary.
We're live throughout the day. We have a lot of guests to speak to between now and 4 o'clock today. And remember, if you're in the area and if you haven't registered, you can pop along and just turn up, really.
Absolutely, come on down, come see what's happening.
I'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes talking to Martin Jack from Think Different Events, and we'll be talking differently, or thinking differently, about the events that he puts on, and we'll also be picking his brains, as it were, about what he does and the industry, what he thinks about events in general. But in the meantime, Brett, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.